peoples. I haven't gone live on YouTube in a minute, but I'm gonna start doing this much more often. It's one phenomenon I've known. On my friends list, I got not a lot, but a substantial amount of people that just they hate Trump with the quote every fiber of their being. An individual who they've never met in their entire life, who doesn't know anything about them. And their opinions are literally generated based on what the media that they constantly consume gives them. And I'm like, damn, to have this much hate, how long did this hatred run? And so I type their name, right? And I do a name search of whichever person it is and Donald Trump. And, I go 2023, I see a bunch of posts. 2022, I see a bunch of posts. 2021, I see a little less. 2020, a little something. But basically before 2020, and especially before 2016, I see no posts. I don't see them ever talking about Donald Trump, ever. I think I'm going to do that with the Central Park 5, too. The whole Central Park 5 situation, and a lot of people that always bring it up as a talking point, as a reason why they think Trump is racist. I'm willing to bet if I type in Central Park 5 and I go like pre-2020, I bet you I don't see it, man. Because people's anger and emotions is not of their own. It is literally what one side is telling them to feel and believe, and like puppets, they react and they do their bidding accordingly. They don't form any type of objective opinions. I fell into that at one point. When the Kyle Rittenhouse situation was going down, first of all, I thought AR meant assault rifle. It doesn't. I forget what it means, but it doesn't. Second of all, I thought his mother or whoever drove him over state lines and got him weapons. Basically did all these legal things, and I was going back and forth with this person, a friend of mine, a Facebook friend of mine, and I actually deleted him because I'm pissed, thinking that he was drinking the Kool-Aid. And in actuality, when I did the research, the only thing I was going off of was based on the information on a particular side telling me that Kyle Rittenhouse got these weapons and went over the state lines to kill black folks. But when I started doing the research, I realized he got it legally, right? And he was doing it to protect the business, and he didn't kill anybody black. Had I have only gone off of what I saw on just like the left side of the news, I would have still that was like an eye-opening point for me. I think this is like 2021. That's when I started like, let me just do some more research towards the right, because I fell into that category. I literally deleted a friend because I was uninformed and he was spitting truth, but I was basically trying to hold on to a lie. And that's what a lot of individuals do. They say they hate Trump so much, but if you look at any posts before 2020 and namely before 2016, all these people that's constantly hating on Trump, you don't see them saying anything about it. You don't see them talking about Central Park 5. You don't see them talking about grabbing by the pussy like that. He said that in 2005. And there was the internet existed around there. So from 2005 to right before he decided to run for president, 2015, you don't hear nothing about it. I used to listen to a lot of Opie and Anthony when Patrice O'Neal was on there. And they did a lot. They were at their broadcast peak between 05 and 011. And of all the Opie and Anthony I've ever watched, I've never heard them talk about Trump in regards of grabbing by the pussy. Never heard that shit. It was never an issue. Anybody that's subjective knows that was a private conversation, and men talk shit behind closed doors. Just like women do. Sometimes women, when it comes to sexual talk behind closed doors amongst women are worse, because usually their sex stories involves them putting them in a subjective situation to make it seem way more gross. He had me bent over and spread over, and he was hitting like pop, pop, and I was like, ooh, and it was all inside my guts, deep in my stomach. Like, the women can be dirtier than the men. But to all the Trump haters and all the people that are against Trump and say they hate him so much, where are your posts prior to 2016, if this dude is the embodiment of evil that you say he is, how did you find out in 2016 when he's literally been famous for like 40, 50 years? But now you just realize he's evil and you never made a post about the quote unquote most evil person on earth? No, you're only doing it because the media that you consume and watch, like CNN, CBS, ABC, The View, you constantly consume this crap, and it creates a narrative in your mind, and it makes you feel good to do your master's bidding. That's why. That's the reason why you have these fake ass opinions. You ain't got no statuses before 2016 talking trash about Trump. You don't. Why don't you? This is the most evil person ever. This is a person that's been on television forever. The Apprentice and Miss America. He bought I don't think it was XFL. I think that was, I forget who that was. But he's had all these public business ventures for years and years. None of y'all never talked about him. But as soon as he had a chance to become president, and as soon as certain high officials didn't want him to overtake that, even though a large part of the population was feeling where he was coming from, because we, the people, vote in our candidates, now y'all had a problem. In the media machine, the majority of it is ran by the left. That's why this election win is such a monumental win, because this dude had celebrities against him, most of the media against him. You understand what I'm saying? Basically little less than half America, if you want to go by votes, against him. He had all these things against him, especially like billionaires and people in place. Trumped up charges, literally. They created 3 felonies specifically for him. Basically, democratic justice is going against him. Manipulating and changing the law in order to get him locked up. Fake charges, fake allegations. Twisting his words out of context constantly, all the way down to the eve of the election. Twisting his words out of context, talking about, he said that Liz Cheney should be shot at in front of a firing squad, which is total bullshit, a total twist of words. They twisted words and lied. They said, yo, he called America garbage. No, he didn't. He specifically called Nancy Pelosi and the people in her cabinet, like, of her ilk. He called them garbage. The way they was trying to the way they were trying to twist him around, misconstrue him around, get him locked up, get him thrown out. Y'all people that hate Trump, y'all got no posts before 2016. And this is supposed to be the quote unquote most evil person ever. You're puppets. Your puppets and your programming is sad. I'm out.